So this is now question 6. So it's asking us water in a swimming pool is draining at a constant rate, which is good. So we know it's a constant rate. Sorry. Constant rate, which means we actually know it's a linear relationship because it's constant. The graph below shows information about the depth of the water at certain times since the draining began, and it gives you a graph. I'm not going to draw out the graph, but basically it gives us kind of on our y-intercept we have depth, and on our x-intercept we have time in hours. And it gives us 2 points. We have 1 point here and 1 point here. So we have, this is the point. We have 0.1 hour, and this would be 270. And this is 0.3 and 210. Sorry, I'm just doing subtraction in my head. So we have these 2 points, and we have to figure out how long since the draining began will it take for the water to get to a depth of 90 centimeters. So we want to figure out like what hour or what time it's going to take us to get to. So we don't know t. We want 90, so we have to figure that out. So how to do that? We're given 2 points first. So what we can do is we can actually find an equation of the line. So how do we do that? We can take our formula of, we can first find the slope, right? So our slope here is, remember, delta m is our slope. It's actually, so it's rise over run, right? Or we can say it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right? So that's going to equal y2. I'm going to have, this is, so let me define my points for you. So 210 here is my y2. This is x2. This is y1, sorry. And this is x1. So now y2 is 210 minus 270 divided by x2, which is 3, minus 1. This is going to equal 210 minus 270 here is negative 60 divided by 2, which is negative 30. So now I know my slope here, or my m, equal to negative 30. So what happens when I know that? I know that if I know that my slope here is negative 30, I can do an overall equation line, y equals negative 30 x plus b. Remember, it's y equals mx plus b, right? So I know my slope, and what I have to do is I have to sub in a point. So I'm going to take, let's do 1 and 270. So I'm going to sub in 1 and 270 into my equation here. So y here is 270 equals negative 30 times 1 plus b. Negative 270 equals negative 30 times 1, obviously negative 30 plus b. I add 30 to both sides to get rid of this negative 30, right? If I add 30 to both sides, I'm going to get 270 plus 30, which is 300, equals b. So now I have fully my equation of the line here. So I have here y equals negative 30x plus 300. So now remember, we have to figure out at what time it's going to reach the depth of 90, right? So all I have to do is plug in 90 for my depth, and my depth here is y, denoted by y, right? So I can plug in 90 equals negative 30x plus 300. I can subtract 300 from both sides. So 90 minus 300 here is negative 210 equals negative 30x. I can divide both sides by negative 30. So x is going to equal negative 210 divided by negative 30. X equals 7. And now we know that x equals 7. So, and x is, again, our time, right? The time it takes, and it's denoted by hours. So it's 7 hours, which means our answer here is C.